Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to solve a really interesting mystery about something we see almost every night in the sky, the moon.
So have you ever looked up at the moon and thought, hey, it always looks the same? You're right. We only ever see one side of it. So what's on the other side? And why is it hidden? Well, let's find out together.
First, let's talk about the side of the moon we all know and love, the one we can actually see.
You know, when we look at the moon, our brains try to see shapes in the dark spots. Some people see a face. They call it the man in the moon. Others might see a rabbit. But whatever you see, it's always the same picture, night after night. The other side is always hidden from us.
So, how is this possible? Is it some kind of magic? Not really. The scientific reason has a cool name. It's called tidal locking.
Now that might sound a little complicated, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Tidal locking just means the moon takes the exact same amount of time to spin around once as it does to travel all the way around the Earth. They're perfectly in sync, kind of like two people dancing together perfectly.
But how did the moon get locked into this perfect dance? Well, it wasn't always this way. It took a very, very long time for this to happen. We're talking billions of years, and it's all because of gravity.
Let's break it down step by step. So first, a long time ago, the moon used to spin much faster. Then, step 2, Earth's gravity is really strong, and it pulled on the moon. This pull actually changed the moon's shape just a tiny bit. For step 3, that little change in shape acted like a brake. It made the moon's spin get slower and slower and slower. And finally, step 4. This process was incredibly slow. It took billions of years for the moon's spin to slow down enough to match its trip around the Earth.
So, after all that time, after billions of years of the Earth's gravity pulling on the moon, what was the final result?
And here it is. This is the solution to our mystery. Today, the moon spins exactly one time for every one trip it takes around our planet. And because the spin and the orbit are perfectly matched, the same side of the moon always ends up facing us. It's locked in place.
Here's a super simple way to picture this. Get a big ball, that can be the Earth, and a small ball, that's the moon. Now, put the big ball on a table. Hold the small ball and walk in a circle around the big one. As you walk around it, slowly turn the small ball so that the same side is always facing the big ball. You're doing it. That is exactly how tidal locking works in space.
Okay, before we finish, we have to talk about something important. You've probably heard people call the other side the dark side of the moon, right? Well, that name isn't quite right.
A better name for the side we don't see is the far side, and here's why. It isn't always dark. The far side gets plenty of sunlight, just like the side we see from Earth. You see, the sun shines on all parts of the moon as it orbits, so the far side has day and night too.
So, the most important thing to remember is this. The far side is not a dark, mysterious place. It's just the side we can't see from here. It gets sunrises and sunsets, just like our side does.
So there you have it. We solved the mystery of the moon's hidden face. Pretty neat, right? But this makes you think. Our solar system is so big and full of amazing things. What other incredible mysteries are just waiting out there for us to discover? Thanks for joining me.